Let's talk about failure. Now, there's two quotes that really encapsulate how I feel about failure. And the first one is very cliched, but there's no such thing as failure, only learning experiences. That's the first one. And the second one is, show me a person who has never failed and you are showing me someone who has never achieved. So the thing with failure is it's very easy to see failure as, a loss, as a weakness, as something that you're very bad at, as something that you should stop doing or avoid. The problem with that is that whenever you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, whenever you take a bit of a risk, whenever you do something different, you're probably gonna fail. It's just the way it works. It's just inevitable. If you want to succeed at something, if you want to lose weight when you've never lost much weight before, if you're looking to change habits and break habits that are very heavily ingrained, you're going to have some resistance. You're going to have some hurdles, some roadblocks, some failures along the way. In order to get around these failures, you have to flip the script on how you view them. Instead of viewing them as a weakness, instead of viewing them as something to avoid, you need to view them as a stepping stone in the right direction. You need to view them as constructive criticism. You need to view it as a way that doesn't work, but that you can change and modify to make work. Thomas Edison put it very well. Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, said, "I've never failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work right now." So one thing that I like to do with failure is I like to see failure as a good thing. I like to embrace failure. Failure means I'm growing. Failure means I'm trying new things. Failure means that I'm going to get better at whatever it is that I'm failing at. So for example, when I quit smoking, about the 2 or 3 month mark, I relapsed. I had a couple of smokes and I was around certain people and I was in a certain environment. And that made me realize that in order to not let that happen again, I had to A, avoid those people, or B, avoid that certain environment, or C, come at that environment differently next time. So think of failures that you're having in regards to your weight loss. Think of failures you're having in regards to your health and nutrition. Instead of beating yourself up, instead of feeling guilty, instead of dwelling on them and thinking, "Oh, I fucked up. I did a wrong thing here. I did a bad thing. Bad me. That doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help you. It doesn't help you improve. It doesn't help your situation. All it does is make you feel bad. And what's the point in that? So what you need to do is you need to consider that area that you're failing in. You need to assess the situation. You need to try something different. Attack it from a different angle. Modify certain things. You need to think of how you can address it in a different way. And then if you fail again, modify it further. Change it a little bit more. Get feedback from that failure and make the changes that you need until you get to a point where you've modified those certain actions to the point where you're not failing anymore. So guys, embrace failure. Look at failure as a good thing. Look at the more you're failing, A, the more you're learning if you assess the situation properly, and B, the more you're growing, the more risks you're taking, the more changes you're making to your life. So failure is a good thing. Use failure as a learning experience. Try not to give up in the face of failure and learn from it. Train smart, guys. I'll catch you later.